This video is entitled Maintenance Assembly File Create New Assembly. Before we can begin building assemblies, we need to decide where we will put the assembly. This is why it is important to have a printed copy of the assembly file. In this way, you can locate assemblies similar to the one that is being created and find an assembly number to use with your new assembly. And the way I'm going to do it, so I can demonstrate how I'm going to go into the search by index number, and I'm going to go by assembly number rather, and I'm going down into the 9 sections. This is where I create my experimental assemblies, or my assemblies with no parts or stuff like that, things that I want to experiment with. And I notice that down here I have a large group of spaces between 90330 and 92503 that I can put this. So I'm going to put my new assembly at 90501. So I go back to my assembly index list and I have to find an icon that says new assembly, and you can see that they're all over the place. I'm just going to double click on one of them, and I'm going to put in 90501, and this assembly is going to be made up of widgets. So I'm going to use the widgets that I created in the parts file to populate this assembly. So we're going to call this new widget. That way it doesn't matter what trade, it should make sense to anybody. I hit the enter key one more time and I go to my menu code. And as you recall, menu codes are used to attach a menu to an assembly so that when you enter this item into the assembly, into an estimate, it will start the fill mode and bring this menu in. I'm going to use the EM menu. The EM menu, the EMT autofill menu, because it has pipe, wire, fittings, and all those types of things that I might want to use with my new widget. I say OK, and I hit my enter key one more time, and it pops open my list so that I can start adding parts to it. Now I'm going to go into add part by index, and I'm just going to go look for my widgets. There are my widgets. There's a 3-inch red widget that we created yesterday, in another video. And so I'm just going to double click this item and it gets added in here, and I'm going to say I need one of those, and I hit my enter key until it turns blue. Now I'm going to import an assembly from some other location. Let's import an outlet. We'll bring in an outlet. We'll bring in one outlet. Actually, let's bring in 2 outlets. So we'll bring in 2 outlets. Then I'm going to import index. I'm going to import a switch. Here we go, and we'll import one switch, and I'm going to import some, just for example, we're going to go to EMT. We'll go get some 1/2 inch with number 12 wire in it. Here we go. Oops. EMT 1/2 inch. That's number 10, and we'll go down here and we'll select steel couplings, 4 number 12s, and we'll put 20 feet in. And you can see how easy this is. Once I've got my assembly finished, I've got all the components in here, I've got everything added, I've got my quantities in here. I click the save button, and then I close the construction, and I'm done. The next video will show you how to create an index for that. This concludes the maintenance assembly file create a new assembly video.